Akram Khan was born in London in 1974 to Bangladeshi parents. He began learning kathak, a form of Indian classical dance, at the age of 7. In his 20s, he experimented with more modern styles, and he is known today for his blending of kathak and Western contemporary dance. A choreographer as well as a performer, he formed his own dance troupe, the Akram Khan Company, in 2000. Khan is also known for his collaborations with other artists. He's worked with the composer Steve Reich, the sculptors Anish Kapoor and Anthony Gormley, and the actor Juliette Binoche. Now he has curated an exhibition of the art that has influenced his work here at the Lowry in Salford. So what has he chosen and why?
Well, there's a lot to talk about, especially with the various artists, but Anish Kapoor, as you can see behind, one of the rare artists that I just feel very lucky to be born in a generation that has encountered his work and also has worked with him. A lot of artists talk about spirituality. It's the first artist that I feel when you see his work, nobody has to talk about it. It's not words. You feel spiritual. Another artist that I'm invited is Anthony Gormley. Again, I've had the opportunity to work with him. The work that he's done, particularly the ones we've invited, is really relating to the human body. And the sense of a presence and emptiness exists both at the same time within those bodies. And so his fascination with the body is obviously very interesting for me because I'm a choreographer. So we have this very strong connection in a way. Then there's Nadav Kandar. There's something very powerful in terms of nature, in relation to nature within the photographs. Well, my relationship with visual art is that I'm very visual. You can see the inspiration that comes from visual art, and also film, also music. And so this performance, let's say, I'm calling it a performance, really, because it's not an exhibition where you're free to go wherever you want at all times. We lead you, like a camera, like a director who leads the public to see this particular point, you know, the face of this part. You know, this part of the face. So it's very specific. It's a lot about my childhood as well, and what, you know, I was inspired by the sounds and the smells, and so it's about awakening senses, not just about the visual.
As well as curating an exhibition, Khan has choreographed performances that take place around the artworks, changing the feel of the gallery space and encouraging visitors to look at the work afresh.
Dance moves, we're moving, and by moving our bodies, we're moving the audience. What's fascinating is how objects can move you. Visual images can move you. And so that was our first task. The lighting is very specific because, you know, when you see an artwork in a gallery, it's different. Huh? It's an open space, it's usually white, usually plain, simple. This is very specific, so it's lit in very specific ways where you see parts of the sculpture. You don't see it in its entirety. We have this notion that sculptures are static. But long-lasting and you know, dance performance, let's say, is moving, and that it just lasts momentarily, which is partly true. But I look at it slightly differently because there's a wonderful Japanese choreographer who says, "In life and death, we're continuously moving. In life, our body continues to breathe, and in death, your body continues to decompose." So you're constantly in motion. And what's interesting for me is, especially with sculptures, they're moving sometimes more than dances. And it's a movement of imagination. Your mind starts to move. So there is a movement happening, but it's not maybe a physical movement. But some work can physically move you. And I'm always looking for the movement in objects. And I'm always looking for the stillness in dances.
Last year, as part of the centenary celebrations for Stravinsky's Rite of Spring, Khan devised a work called In the Mind of Igor, which was an attempt to enter the thought processes of the composer. What I like about this show is that it really delves into Khan's own mind. Come on a weekday and you'll see a fascinating exhibition of some of the art that has informed his choreography. Come on one of the Saturday guided tours, however, and it's something completely different, a thrilling mix of dance, performance art and theatre, which confirms his status as one of Britain's boldest artists.